hot mamas, pimp daddies, and the people rolling up in caddies. Welcome back to another installment of Drunks in the Pond. Hang with us and keep on rolling, baby. Steps in to fill the shoes of Donnie Ecker. See what Brett can do. Nick Castellanos, the bearer of bad news, has just created a new plateau for himself. Since 2017, he's fourth in all of MLB with extra base hits behind Mookie, Freddie Freeman, and J-Ram. So, chilling in his most typical way of being a cool-ass dude, just so nonchalant. And he doesn't care. He's here to play baseball. The weather's getting warmer. We're seeing baseball score cards with a hell of a lot of runs on them, especially in one or two innings in a game. Everything's looking pretty good right now. We're moving towards bigger offense. Cy Young Walker. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. It's Taiwan Walker. My apologies. He earned his first career save with a 3-inning, 7K, 45-pitch save. He shoved really well. Nothing short of a stellar showcase from the vet. Devers being stubborn, or is he justified? All this and more on this week's episode of Street Sharks. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment on anything that we post, and most importantly, stay drunk, boys and girls.
What up? Drunks on the Pond, episode 47. You already know this cast of characters. You got me, there's D-Money, and there's Richie Six Beers, who today is celebrating a very, very special birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Hey, see, let's get another happy birthday banner coming down for him.
2 weeks.
So, hell yeah. Richie's birthday, and we got ball to talk about. So, where to start, where to begin, where to lead off. And I think it's only fair we start with the breaking news of the day. And there's more trouble brewing in Boston. Obviously, if you were not aware of the early spring training stuff,
There's bigger breaking news than what's going on in Boston. Real quick, RIP to a legend, Chet Lemon. May you rest in peace, my good.
that's a good call. I did see that. So, yeah, shout out Chet Lemon. Great career in Detroit. Bouncing back. Devers obviously was having some issues with Bregman coming to Boston, kicking him off third base, and promptly moving him to the designated hitter spot, which, I mean, is fair. His defense is a little sus, but his offense has always been his strongest point. And now we are looking at a season-ending injury for Tristan Casas, and Boston's like, well, guess what? We need a first baseman, and you're on the bench. Devers, he said you can pretty much kiss my ass. Not kiss his ass, but you kind of get the gist of it. And I'm not going to lie, I'm on the fence, I mean, we've heard a lot about it so far. We're hearing that Boston said one thing, Devers said another. Now we're getting reports that Devers is willing to do it, but it'll take time to adjust. I think that's fair. It's not the easiest position to play on the field, especially when you already have subpar defense to begin with. But like I said, I'll send it to the boys and get their opinions on. So
Yeah, I'll take this
whoever
one.
wants to
We'll save
go
the
ahead and
best for
follow
last.
up, please do.
So, I have
boy, you
some
wanna go
strong
first or you want me to
feelings,
go?
but also some I don't care feelings about this. Yes, I'm on both sides of this issue. Like, I'm going to play both sides, so I always come out on top. I think the biggest issue with this situation for the positive side is you signed a contract to play. Your boss asks you to do something, kind of got to do it. Unless it's like endangering your health, do it. But as of right now, playing first base is not endangering your health. Playing first base is making the rest of your team better and not carrying animosity towards each other and doing something that just doesn't make sense, where you're putting a divide in your locker room saying, listen, I'm better than you. I don't need to listen to you. I don't need to listen to him. I don't need to listen to them. I don't need to listen to the people upstairs. This is what I'm going to do. It's a shitty thing to do to your teammates. The negative is you're hurting the fans a lot by doing this. I mean, why would you create a divide not only within your clubhouse, but also with the fans? The fans want to cheer you on. You signed the largest contract in Red Sox history, and you are alienating them saying, I'm too good to help out wherever they need help. So, I mean, but also at the same time, you keep getting pulled in 6 different directions on what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, where you're going to play, where you're not going to play. It's all BS. Like, just lace up. It's really all I got to say. Grab your glove or sit on the bench. Don't play. All right. That's it. Whatever. Nerd.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you. And if he's going to act like that, then just get the hell off the team. Find a way to trade the dude and acting the way he's acting. I don't know if anybody really wants to take that contract on.
I mean, you said it
again,
before we started.
Just a prima donna.
This happened in your dad's locker room?
Baseball. That's all I got to say about it.
There's a conversation going to happen. Conversation.
He'd be gone. Yeah, there's an actual conversation about this, dog. Like, this isn't something small that people, and it's, I love the fans having their interaction, their discourse, but again, at the end of the day, look at yourself in your own perspective. Stop being biased about your team. The highest paid worker at your job that is being paid for one specific job isn't wanting to do his job, isn't wanting to help out the team, isn't wanting to do anything. Been griping about has griped about being the highest paid person. Yes. So again, whatever you may do, whatever, whoever watches this, you may work wherever you work. Think about the highest paid person they're griping about having to show up to work and do their job. Not being happy about, oh, I'm the best at what I do. This team values me as the best in their franchise's history. They paid me this much. No, it's complete. It's BS. Figure it out. It's disgusting that we hear a lot of these guys have, my gosh, like their opinions on this stuff when you're getting paid a ridiculous amount, like an absurd amount. So I don't get it. And I mean, people like to talk taxes and all that kind of stuff. Let's say he does get, still 140, 150 million in his pocket. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear Nathan. And hold on, I don't even know what his taxes look like where he's from. He may have some out of state, out of country stuff that it may look a little different. His money might not be as funny to where he may pocket a little more change. So again, I don't know what all that looks like. I can ask people and get a more in-depth analysis, but lace up your boots and get your ass out there. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. I mean, you're supposed to make people, proud to watch baseball, not be ashamed of their team, not be ashamed of like this. And this is pathetic. Like, I'd be okay if this was the dude getting paid $500,000 league minimum. Hey man, we're gonna need you to do all this extra, and it'd be a little different. Like, hey man, you might want to do all this just to keep your position, but like, yeah, dude, come on, man. Come on. And I understand first base is very physically demanding. It is not just your average everyday position. It's still a $300 million man. You can afford, not even you can afford it. The team values you that much. I guarantee you they're going to value you with a nice masseuse or whatever you want. Hey, I need my body to feel a certain way. They're going to take care of you however you need to be taken care of. So again, I just think it's pathetic. It's my eyes again, but it's bull. That's what it is. It shouldn't be happening. It's, I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Like I could talk in circles about this just because it's like, back in my day, this wouldn't fly. But I'm just an old head that, is walking with a cane at this point.
No, like the one thing that like I do want to just like state again is that like there have been a lot of contradicting reports, and supposedly what the translator was saying was not really close to what Devers was talking about. Like one of them was saying like Devers was like, I'll never play first base. It's not going to happen, whatever. But now we're getting reports that it's like, dude, the translator was off. Like Devers said he does not mind, but the Red Sox need to understand that, he's going to have to do.
Come out, stop. I don't mean to cut you off, but like, if we're getting lost in the translator on a $300 million man, I don't even want to hear it. That's just a media BS that whoever wrote that wanted to write it to get their little hit piece in for MLB.com. Get that out of Hey.
No, I'm just saying.
I know,
There's
I
90
know, but that's where I'm
percent of the
like,
league
brother,
speaks Spanish.
a $300 million man's got a translator that can understand him.
Brother, hold on. Hold on. We're talking about a translator for a $300 million man. We had a translator for a $700 million man who got into his bank account and gambled
That's
with his
personal
money.
stuff. That's different. That's
Like-
personal stuff, brother. That you're talking apples and oranges
I'm not
here.
saying it's
Hold on, Rich. You're talking apples and oranges here. That's completely different. And even to bring that up is asinine. You have a dude like Ipe who's known the dude personally on a personal level. Like, this is my buddy. I'm dapping you up. That's completely different than, hey,
how do you know it's not the same for Devers though?
brother?
How do you know
if it's
that's
the
not
same
like
for
his boy?
Devers, if it's the same for Devers, then that's pathetic that his boy doesn't understand him that well. It has to be a public opinion where he's looking at it like, oh, I look bad and trying to change it. Again, it's BS. It's bullshit. At the end of the day, it's a media hit piece. I don't want to hear it. People say shit all the time just to say it. Oh, my translator didn't understand me. Bro, your translator didn't understand you. I can understand if you're from a certain spot in Mexico, you got a Cuban trying to understand you because those are two different dialects of Spanish. Yeah, there might be some words that he's like, I don't know.
whoa.
But even if this is his boy, that's some dumb that doesn't make any sense. They speak the same dialect as Spanish. But that's what I'm saying.
Devers isn't the one calling him out, though. It's not Devers calling him.
Brother, who cares? All I'm saying is,
I just don't think that's the case. Yeah.
If he's misunderstanding him, that's bullshit. Who cares? That's
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But that's what I'm saying. But bringing up the Ipe thing is completely different because, again, we knew for a fact that Ipe was his boy before all this, so that's completely different. I know guys that work for players that are their boys and have had access like that. There's people like that work for English-speaking players where they just have assistants like that. It's not a translator. The dude was a full-on assistant for the man. So that's completely different than, again, you're trying to understand if this man's trying to play first for you or not, and the translator doesn't understand. This is your $300 million man. Pay for a damn translator. That's what the Red Sox need to do. That's the you know what I mean? That's the simple aspect of it. If we're not understanding, this is why I'm not coaching or doing anything with baseball. You know, I've applied for jobs and then I had some of these conversations and I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for this because there's a lot of I's that aren't dotted and a lot of T's that aren't crossed. And they're like, no, it's not an L. That's a T. That don't look like a T. You do a T like this. You just put a T like that, brother. It don't work.
I mean, back to like the original point though, is that like, if Devers is willing to play first base, but he's telling them you need to understand that this is going to take time to adjust. This is going to take a week or so to really get myself like situated here. So for the meantime, you may have to go down and call somebody up. You may have to pick somebody up. You got to make a move until I'm actually ready to do this. If that's the situation, then I don't see a problem. Like, at the end of the day, it's Devers' call. If Devers wants to play there, he'll play there. If he doesn't, then Boston's got to figure out what to do. That's on them.
Exactly. And I'll put it like this. At the end of the day, it's just a sad situation because something like this shouldn't be happening. Yeah, it's his choice at the end of the get rid of him. If he's going to act like this, there's been already too much griping from a $300 million man in one season. I could understand if this was 3 seasons apart, if this was stretched out BS. This is 1 season, and there's a lot of complaining from a dude that's getting paid a lot of money. So I don't know. I don't know.
It just sucks because like Boston made all these moves in the offseason to like build a formidable contender.
Who's doesn't?
And now all of a sudden, besides like the rotation, and their bullpen's been kind of shaky lately, but like Devers can't get out of his own way. Casas can't stay healthy. David Hamilton's not a second baseman.
Yeah.
Like you have Trevor Story, Alex Bregman, and Garrett Crochet pretty much carrying this team. I don't know, man. Boston's in a weird situation, and obviously they need to get it together. They need to get on the same page because, I mean, who knows what the AL East is going to look like. Obviously, the Yankees are still in first. Boston's right there.
There needs to be.
Like,
I hate to say it because I think it's one of the dumbest
immediately.
things.
You cannot let this carry on.
Is a closed door meeting. That's what almost every single GD meeting is. Like, calling a closed door meeting just means that there's no media allowed. When they have meetings prior to games, there's no media. What they really need to do is just say, yeah, we need to figure this out in-house. We need to settle the gripes, end it. What's the biggest issue is they have no locker room. They have no locker room persona that is the tribal chief. They have no one there that is the captain. It's rough when you have dugouts without true leadership. I mean, you got someone who's complaining or not complaining, and they're the highest paid in the team. That's not your leader. Figure it out. Someone needs to step up. And from what I remember reading not reading, listening to at the beginning of the season with Jay, what's the Boston podcast that's really good? Yes, Section 10. They were talking about Costas should be their leader because he has the heart, he has determination, he has everything to be a good leader. Yeah, but guess what? That kid doesn't drink milk. He is brittle. So it is what it is.
Like, they don't have a leader. I mean, that's another issue. Like, they don't have a true leader.
That is your
Devers
prerogative.
has said he does not want to be the team leader. Like, he does not want to be the face of the franchise. Even though he is the franchise highest paid player, he does not want that role. And that's 100% fine. If you don't want to be the team leader, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, you can look around the field and be like, okay, who do we have? Trevor Story. Trevor Story has not been healthy enough to be considered a team leader. Knock on wood, he's been healthy thus far this year.
Not necessarily time
It's
for
a
him to
good
step
look,
up. Yeah.
but let's keep moving on. Alex Bregman. Bregman's only been here for a couple months. I mean, it's not like he can just walk in like hammer swinging and be like, I'm the guy now. You answer to me. It's like, no, it's not just how this works. Jaron Duran, Jaron Duran doesn't seem like the guy that really wants to deal with the post-game interviews and like have to talk about his teammates' performances. Like, I think Duran's the type of guy that's kind of like, listen, like, I suck today, and that's that. It's like, well, how about this guy? He's like, I don't know, man. I'm not speaking for him. Like, they don't have the guy.
Listen, also,
like Chapman just got
not
there.
letting the
Like,
leader
he's been
of my
around a
clubhouse
while, but what does he
Chapman
know
before
about
I
the
saw
culture
what
of
he
the
did with his
Red
mom.
Sox locker room? So, I mean,
I'm just saying. Well, all right. So this is a perfect segue because we're talking about
awful
Boston. So there's a former Red Sox slugger that signed with the Phillies who just extended his on-base streak in the ninth inning tonight to 42 games. Kyle Schwarber, top of the ninth, extended his on-base streak, led off the inning, made it all the way around. Well, they pinch ran for him. He got it. He singled in the top of the ninth, got the first, and they said, hey, Johan, get out there and run. Johan made it all the way around. So it's 5-5 now. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Alvarado just struck out the first 2 batters, and let's hoping for a Phil's win here. We're getting ready to see a ghost runner. Yay. But congrats, Kyle. 42 games is nothing to balk at, even if it's on base. Congrats. Bobby Witt has a 30-game hit streak, correct? I think I saw that earlier. I'll look at that real quick. But that was breaking news.
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, in other baseball news, something big's going on. And I know I was caught by surprise when I saw this. As of Thursday, May 8th, the day of the recording, Seattle has won 9 straight series. And the craziest thing to me is that, before the season started, we looked up and down the lineup and we were just like, this team does not have any offensive weapons to make any noise. Like, you have Cal Raleigh, J-Rod, who honestly, I don't know his stat line off the top of my head. Not sure if he's bounced back or if he's still kind of floating. But yeah, winners of 9 straight series. I think, don't 100% follow me on this. I think Seattle is leading. Yes, they are in the West, 22-14. 3 games up on the Athletics, who are turning a page. But, we always seem to give the Athletics their love, but topic is Seattle. I mean, I didn't see it coming, and I'm just kind of wondering with you guys, did we underestimate Seattle, or is this just one of those lucky streaks that'll eventually fall back down to earth?
Very thin division.
I think that AL West just seems a little this year. Yeah. I mean, when I saw that Oakland is in second place and they're 2 games above 500, I'm like, oh, it's like the NL Central. Yeah, just one of those things where you could just be all right and pass. I mean, the AL East is surprisingly doing that this year. I mean, third place is below 500, but that's not your typical cup of tea. I mean, you typically see the AL West and the NL Central looking like that. I think, any given year you can have. I mean, the fact that we even see Oakland in second place, I'm like, I'm not even worried about Seattle. I'm more worried about the Athletics because they leave Oakland and now they're in second place. Something going on there? Is Johnny Boy willing to spend with some tax fund money?
Of course he is. Now that they're out of the Coliseum, John Fisher's like, I would
Hey,
sign
you could have last
Babe
year.
Ruth right now to $1 billion if he magically appeared in his prime.
So
I mean, it's
Yeah,
hard to
I
argue that. I mean, it's just
I feel
solid
like
logic,
it's
but
anybody's division.
like I said in the intro, I mean, you got the Rangers firing their hitting coach, and on paper, they should have one of the best offenses in baseball. So, I mean, do you really want to put it all on coaching? Perhaps, but I don't know. With the Brett Boone at the helm, we'll see. Brett Boone's a goat.
Shout out to Brett Boone.
One of the best second basemen. Yeah, because your screens are both frozen on my end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, your
killed me.
screens
And what
both
was that,
frozen on my
y'all?
end, and I was like,
Y'all were just like, so we're shouting out Brett Boone here.
yeah,
Okay.
like, I think the Mariners are
Oh.
in a weird position. They're in a weird position. Their offense has never been they haven't been incredible since what, 01? Right now you got Miles Mastrobuoni on the bench with top 6 in at bats.
Just about.
And he's not even a starter. But they have 5 utility guys on that team, to be honest. Right now looks like they're just playing matchups because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys with over 100 at bats. Only 4 guys. You're playing matchups. You don't have a lot of official positions out there. So, I mean, go for it, man. You guys are trying really damn hard. You're playing not that bad. I mean, hey, shout out to Jorge Polanco. Batting 348. Good for you, buddy. I've always liked Jorge Polanco. Solid player.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about this, and like before the season started, I know I was doing it. I was like, how can Seattle get Tristan Casas without hurting their rotation? And now I'm looking at it like the best thing they did was not trade for Tristan Casas. Like, could you imagine Seattle giving up like Luis Castillo and maybe a prospect getting Casas, and now you're down a pitcher and you're down a first baseman if, God forbid, it would have
it's funny
happened
that
there. So, I don't know. Just some kind of luck, I
I
guess.
said it's funny that you said Luis Castillo.
The other thing I did realize, though, is that I have
the Mariners just traded Luis Castillo to the Orioles. Well, they traded a different Luis F. Castillo. There was 2 Luis F. Castillos in the Mariners system. Yep, and the Orioles acquired him for cash. And everyone went, that's awesome. Castillo. And then everyone went, not that one. Gotcha.
Cash consideration.
I mean, dude, he has a 7.71 ERA in 2 games pitched this season. So
yeah, it's like that. Actually,
it's definitely not that Luis Castillo. Hey, sorry, Utah Street. You guys are not having a fun time.
He fits right in Baltimore, though, I'll tell you that much. Tell you what, though, the one thing I have noticed is that I have been a horrible jinx this year for getting people fired. Like when we did our way too early predictions, one of mine was the Rockies were going to fire Bud Black and, move on from him at some point, which I do believe is still very much on the table. But the Rockies went and fired their hitting coach. And I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. Like, I feel like I got him fired. And then last week we talked about the manager of the Pirates when he got in the altercation with the umpires. And today, Derek Shelton got fired from managing the Pirates. So,
yeah, put something in.
If you guys need any managers to get fired, just let me know which ones. I'll talk about it. And, we'll see what happens. I'm not wishing death on anybody.
Let's just do the mess.
Okay, we'll just wish Pete Alonso a nice 162 suspension for PEDs and
God damn it,
low-grade beaver tranquilizer.
It's a low-grade beaver drink is what we're looking at.
That's what I need. I need someone in baseball to get busted for something that's just so absurd so we can be like, why the hell are you even taking that? Like where's the relief pitcher who's like hairy as and then gets caught with like horse sleeping pills? And we're like, dude, what? Like this dude was throwing 101 on like horse Robitussin.
How are you
Yeah,
doing
bro, you're
this?
throwing 101 up
Creams
the
and
beaver
improved duck
tranquilizer.
pills.
How is that going on there? You know, like,
Creepy.
yeah,
Duck
dude.
butter.
I heard you're rubbing that arm down in duck butter. Like, how was that working?
Like didn't
It was something weird. It was a cream.
Fernando Tatis Jr. get busted for like shampoo or some shit like that?
It
Like
was something. And
It
they tried
was
to
like-
lie about it, and it was bad.
yeah, it's like some
The
kind
lie
of
was
Your
Yeah.
skin's perfect and flawless. I don't
He's
want
like,
to.
it's my it's for my psoriasis. Like what?
Someone
you
got
take
popped
anabolic
last
steroids
year,
for
I think,
psoriasis?
for a fertility drug, and it was something. Thank you. Yes, and it was to try and improve his chances of having a baby with his wife.
No, LV
I
Marte.
mean, like, what's the line?
Yeah,
It's testosterone building. Well, I'm sure it's testosterone building.
Weight room. Go to the weight room, dog. If I don't know. Brother, I don't know. Listen, HGH, get some damn tren in your system. Call somebody. Hey, listen, call up Robert Manfred like Vanderlei Silva called up Dana White and get, not Vanderlei Silva, Vitor Belfort, and just get some TRT going, baby. It's all right. Bro, all I'm saying is TRT Novelli Marte might be the best player we'll ever see. Because I don't know if you guys ever watched TRT Vitor Belfort. That dude was an absolute killer. Up until he got front kicked and knocked out by Anderson Silva, he was an absolute dog. He was, you know what I mean? He was out there howling, growling. You know what I mean? He was on the prowl, baby. So yeah, I don't know. I think some maybe TRT. Listen, why don't we get like another? You remember back in the day how there was
That's called the
WCW? Why
Savannah
don't we
Bananas.
get a rival baseball league? They allow like TRT, Trenaball, and all that extra stuff. Oh, those anabolic steroids. Yeah, but
I
they're not
kinda felt the same way when
playing
I've
real
seen
ball like that. Like I tried to watch a game on YouTube, but it was just not entertaining to me.
Listen,
Yeah.
I
I was
That
at a
shit
bar
was
the one
cool,
night.
but it's not.
That shit was not funny, my guy. You know what I mean? That was not cool.
I honestly, I think the most fun part.
I feel like it'd be cool if I was in person. Like if I was actually sitting in the crowd, I feel like it would be very
You're watching
entertaining.
MLB's Blood Thunder.
Actually watching it, it's like, yo, what the hell am I watching? I don't. What are we doing here? I don't know. Hey, low light of the week, Steve.
There's a Netflix doc speaking on like PEDs and it's called The Hall of Shame.
Oh, the Mitchell
And it
Report.
talks about the dude who was hooking up Barry Bonds with all the shit he was taking. And like all these other athletes were taking this. And it's funny because the dude's like, I never once sold Barry Bonds like any human growth hormones. But he's got Barry Bonds receipts. He's like, yeah, Barry
Hold on.
B. And a whole list of like things in a schedule. And he's like,
Have you ever
hell
seen
is this?
Screwball?
Screwball?
Yeah, it talks about the Tony Bosch situation, the 2013 scenario where A-Rod got suspended for that whole season.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's on. Excuse me. I purchased it on Amazon Prime, and yeah, dude. So basically, I first watched it on Netflix. Is a very great watch because the long and short of it, you want to know how the whole A-Rod being busted was. That whole Miami Herald thing, how that news came about, was over $2,500. A guy invested $2,500 into Tony Bosch. Tony Bosch was going through whatever financial ruins he had going on. The dude was wanting his money back. Tony says no, does whatever he wants to do with it. The guy winds up taking books from him, like all of his clients, all this kind of stuff, and goes to the Miami Herald, Miami Sentinel, one of those newspapers. I don't remember, nor do I care. I'll watch the movie again and give y'all proper information on it. But one of the newspapers out there, and yeah, dude, it $2,500 got Melky Cabrera when he was having that great season. $2,500. Like, you would think, you couldn't just ask, A-Rod when you're working, hey man, I'm down bad right now. I need 2,500 to pay this guy back, or however much it may be. Say the guy wanted 5 G's, bro. Like, we're not talking like $50,000 to $100,000 plus. You know what I mean? Like, I could understand that causing a scenario like this. No, we're talking $2,500. So that's where I'm like, dude, yeah. Like, I put it like this: your average guy that makes $7 million a year in the MLB, that's $20,000 a night. The guys that make $30 million a year, that's $1 a second. 2,500 to them, when you break it down like that, is literally that's fractional of what I'm making. And I mean, yeah, 7 million after taxes, 4.5, 3.5. It's like, 9.5 to 11.5 thousand a night. Still, $2,500 versus what you're going to make the very next night isn't going to kill you. And yeah, that's where I was like, dude, you're talking about the Balco. I was like, and the best thing about that movie is it's played by like little kids. So you'd have the guys like narrating it and stuff like that. And you have child actors acting it out. And it was actually like really hilarious because like,
That's
you
awesome.
have like a child actor acting as Tony Bosch in the club with another child actor that's acting as A-Rod. And it's just, yeah.
That's fantastic. I need to watch this now. I actually do.
It's on Apple TV. If you guys have Apple TV, it's on that. Dude, you're gonna have a blessed birthday night thing. Because if you watch it, what I mean, hands down, if you have it, watch it tonight. I just sent it to the group chat. Yeah, I'm actually gonna watch it now. Like, what are we talking about? Because it just shows you how ridiculous some of the stuff that these guys go through actually is. I mean, $2,500 really caused that not the Balco thing, the Bosch thing in 2013. $2,500. I mean, all those players that came out, Ryan Braun,
wouldn't you guys kill for a scandal like that
for
now?
$2,500
for something to talk about? No, I'm kidding.
That's
I don't
so
want
impressive, though. Oh my gosh.
No.
No, I do. I mean, like, yes, it would
my
be
big
very
thing
good,
is
very productive for the game.
let sleeping dogs lie.
I like that. I think
until it becomes a true issue. And I don't see too many issues.
I guess I'm different.
Currently.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
I mean, the biggest one you could say is the Trevor Bauer thing, which I'm going to reiterate. Trevor Bauer was a god-awful teammate. That's why he's not in the league. He was a cancer in the locker room, and they wanted some sort of reason for him not to be there. So for all you fans that keep saying that Trevor Bauer could play in the MLB and he can do this, he can do that, please just stop it. It's getting annoying. Okay, like I don't know how to explain it any further. It's been very annoying. He sucks. He's dog. He's ass. He's manure. Get him out of here. Stop talking about him. All you fanboys that love him so much, how about you pay him for a hitting lesson? How about you hop off his schlong and pay him for something better? Okay, pay him for, instead of watching his YouTube videos, buy a game used jersey from the guy. Better yet, like I said, get a lesson. Ask to be in a YouTube video as a live batter. Let's lie about your baseball experience as well, so he could think that he's pitching against a former D1 guy. Like, this is pathetic. He's a pathetic human being. He's a pathetic excuse of a man. He's been I know people that played college ball with him. He was an excuse of a human when he was in college. He's an excuse of a human now. And then he's trying to use somebody's drunken night, his accuser's drunken night. He's trying to excuse himself from it. Like, well, she abused animals and got a DUI and assaulted an officer or whatever Lindsey Hill did. And this is a girl that accused, bro, you're this is apples and oranges. Shut up. Like again, shut up. You, Eric Sim, that whole sphere of baseball, you guys are just as bad as like the whole Rogan sphere and stuff like that. Terrible for the game of baseball. Shouts out my dude Disarm, though. I like you, buddy. You're a good little chap.
The one thing I will say about Trevor Bauer is, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter. If you are, Trevor Bauer has his, I guess, agent / girlfriend.
Rachel
and
Luba?
And this one dude, they are all over this man. I can't scroll off Twitter without someone being like, without either one of them just saying something along the lines of, Trevor Bauer still ranked top 5 in all of pitchers and all of baseball in the year 2025. And Trevor Bauer does this. Trevor Bauer does that. Trevor Bauer, I'm like, holy dude. If I had friends like that who were just constantly putting me on a pedestal, like, my God, I'd walk around with the biggest ego in the world. Like, it's no wonder why this dude thinks so highly of himself. Guys are always kissing his ass.
Got a
Like,
bunch
my
of
God, it's
Bro, how
insane.
I told you, these guys have people around them. Again, there's multiple dudes that I can tell. I'm not going to mention this kid's name. I'm just going to tell you there is a kid that just recently made his debut this year and is already back in the minor leagues that I've known for a long time. And he wanted to get real big leaguish with me. And that's how these guys are. They get around these people. They have all these people. Oh, you're a first rounder. You're this, you're that. And try and fondle those, cojones that they got. And yeah, that's why they got this ego. You got a bunch of yes men around you. It takes you really falling on your face and your career being on the line to see if you got real friends around you. I mean, it's pathetic. And a lot of these guys haven't been around it. That's why, I mean, there's multiple dudes that I've taken a real hiatus from memorabilia because, again, working with some of these dudes that I've known since they were in high school. Some of these kids I've known since we were like literal toddlers trying to get an attitude. It's like, bro, you have too many people around you saying yes to everything, making you think that you're the man. There is 749 other dudes in this league. You're not number one right now. You're in the 700. When you're number one, I mean, and it gets hard for me because these are my buddies that they know who I work with. I've worked with Hall of Famers. So why are you acting as if I should, bow down to you and everything? And you just 2025, you debuted. I'm working with people that were inducted into the Hall of Fame when I was 5, 6 years old. Who are you? And it's not to be disrespectful, but it's just like, again, you want me to invest and do all this extra stuff? No. But it's because they have all these people around them that are like, oh, you're this, you're that, you're the next big guy. Because again, bro, if you tell the dude he's the next big guy and he is the next big guy, you get a payday out of it. They got their little entourage around them. They eating those fancy dinners. And then you got to ask the dude that's around him, is he paying you to be here or is he paying you to be here? Okay? I'd rather be paid to be there. I'm his agent. I'm his lawyer. I don't need to be here. He's paying me to show up. You are one of his scummy friends that ain't done nothing, that has fondled his cojones this entire time, that has told him he looks good when he's walking out with, sky blue pants and mustard yellow shirt on, thinking, oh yeah, dude, you look like Drip King. No, this is all these guys. This is all these guys. I mean, Trevor Bauer's just amplified because he's had an ego since he was in college. He's had an ego since he was in high school. That's who he is. He's an egotistical prick. And that's just from people I know that know the person personally, been around him for seasons. Not just, oh yeah, no. I'm talking people that dorm with the
listen, I'm tired of
paid for his food.
Like I can't stand him.
Dude's a prick.
All right. So yeah, man, I'm feeling it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Do you want to talk about
I love
suffering?
you, 6 beers. You got the 2 buttons.
Let's talk about suffering. It's not that I don't mind listening to you rant about someone who sucks. That's never going to bother me. Because in fairness, sure, you get tired of hearing about a person that we all know sucks. But you want to talk about
Trevor
suffering?
Bauer in general.
The Rockies today had a doubleheader against the Tigers. Game 1, they lost 10-2. Game 2, they lost 11-1. Jay, I'm pretty sure Bud Black, his clock's ticking. It's gotta be, man. Like, he is literally sitting in his office, and all you hear is, you can't hear anything else. All he hears is that clock. They are 6-31.
My quick question for you is, does that mean that they're 6-31?
But they are 4-14 at home. They've won twice on the road.
See, I mean,
no, but it's some.
Now, like, here's the thing.
Like,
I'm not happy I chose Bud Black to get fired, but like, it was the most likely scenario, and even now, it's going to happen at some point. But hold on. Like, my big point is, like, what is Bud Black supposed to do? You didn't sign anybody in the offseason. You gave him absolutely nothing to work with. I'm sorry, but you cannot fire Bud Black assuming that Bud Black is a problem with this team. This team is driving down the highway with no wheels. You're riding rims in a thunderstorm right now. Like, you have no traction. You're out of control. Like, I find it awful that, like, at some point Bud Black is going to get canned for this. But, like, what were you truly expecting him to do? Like, were you expecting him to have some anomaly season where you win
There's some
100
talent
games with
on
a
that
bunch of,
team. Can't
I don't want to
stress
say
it enough.
scrubs, because, I mean, they did make it to the majors, some of them questionable majors, but, like, I just, it's, it's very frustrating because you have no pitching, you have no bullpen,
Yeah,
you have maybe
I
two or
know, I
three
know, I
guys
know.
on offense that are actually worth anything.
I just wanted to point out that they lost
I don't know, man. We talked about
a
Colorado last
doubleheader
week.
today, 21
It's
to
still
3.
just very frustrating.
Rough. That is rough. But that brings us into our next topic, suffering. Let's talk about some players whose careers suffered at the hands of another player or a moment in time, and they were just never the same. So I'm going to give you 3 that I have off the top of my head. So some bounce back and some don't. But in my 3 instances, the one bounce back was for 1 season. I'd say about season and a half. Other than that, you were chalked after it. So this is a done scenario. I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. Done, wait and see, and small bounce back, and then done. Done was Tim Anderson. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson. When J Ram had him answer the phone, and on the other end of that line was his fist. So Tim Anderson definitely met his demise as a career at that point. Couldn't even tell you his stats for this season with the Angels. I mean, has he even played? I don't think I've heard his name once. He's batting 260 at bats with 12 hits.
He's had a couple games where he's done like all right, but I mean he's
0 homers, 3 RBIs.
He's over
No.
the hill.
All right, cool. So Tim Anderson's chalked. My wait and see is Devin Williams and Pete Alonso. Devin Williams has not lived up to his pedigree this season whatsoever. The Yankees thought they were acquiring an elite closer, and what they got was a pair of stretched out underwear that just will never go back to its shape. You made him shave, and it ruined his life, and now he can grow the beard back, and it's just not effective whatsoever. And dude, it's rough. This is the guy who had I'll call it 1.5 of a bounce back season. Brad Lynch, after Pujols made him hold his pocket. He made him hold his pocket, walk around those bases, show him off to the yard. And everyone in that yard said, yo, your girl looks good. And he goes, but it's mine. Brad Lynch had a perfect season for the Phillies, no wait. And then the following season, he had one of the worst closer seasons of all time with a 7.5 ERA. And then you were chalked after that, dude. Absolutely. That was done. Jay, you got any on mind?
I mean, 2 come to mind immediately. I mean, the one that I'll pick is, and it's a good one because I did a behind the scenes on it a while back, probably about 4 months ago or so. If you know the name, you know the story. I mean, Ralph Branca was a Brooklyn Dodgers pitcher. He was a solid pitcher. I mean, he wasn't like Hall of Fame path great, but I mean, he was solid for what kind of pitcher he was. If you know the story, he pitched in the World Series against the Giants, came in to close them out. Bobby Thompson hit the shot around the world on him, and ultimately it just kind of sent his career just on a downward spiral. And it sucks because doing behind the scenes, you kind of learn these stories and you kind of feel a little closer to the players because it's like, damn, dude, like I couldn't imagine going through what half these guys went through. But Ralph Branca is my choice for just a guy who tough luck and then just a snowball rolling down a hill. D, what do you got?
Be honest with you, fresh me on the topic. I was sitting there sending off a work text. My dad sold a car and he's out of town, so the dude was texting me about it. I literally sent the group chat a text. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was there for the first half. I got a text that I've been anticipating, and I was like, yo, how do I respond to this and tell? Because he tried to call me, and I hung up on the call immediately and was like, damn. shouldn't have done that. Now I got to text him and everything. I was
We don't
texting
do
him
that. We
over-
don't do
Yeah,
that.
my apologies.
But
Fresh me on
it's
the
players
topic.
whose career stuff are
Jamie
due to
first.
one
Throw some
play or another
tomatoes at
play.
my neck.
So, like I said, like Tim Anderson's
I'm so
getting
sorry.
knocked out by Jay.
Oh, Jason LaRue.
That's a really good
Jason
one. That
LaRue
is a
getting
really
kicked in the
good
head by
one.
Johnny Cueto. He went on the 60-day DL
So-
immediately after that. And look, it may have been his last season already, but that, yeah, I mean, and if you guys want a real deep cut, these are two guys I can't even tell you the name from. My father got into an incident and two guys went in the stands with him to help him out. Those guys never played again. That was in Double-A, 19 whatever, somewhere in the 90s. But yeah, dude, like I told you.
So I actually just saw something about that Jason LaRue.
That's a good one. Okay.
Jason
I thought
LaRue,
of like the Johnny Cueto,
he
Jason
had
LaRue right off the
a
bat.
plethora of concussions from football.
Ooh, okay.
This was the final straw. Like that kick in the head, he was absolutely shell shocked at that point. He could not handle even just a slight foul ball, like just a nick off the plate that would just come back and hit like the corner of his helmet. His brain wouldn't have been able to handle it. So it's rough, man.
And let me give you a little bit of an inverse of it. Let me give you an inverse of your question. Because, when we're looking at guys whose careers ended them, let me give you somebody on a personal aspect that I got to work with. And I asked him, when did you know you made it in the big leagues? And he said, when I signed in 2017, $6 million.
Running against the Cubs?
38th round pick, Rajay Davis. Do you know what moment I really think made it for him? Aroldis Chapman is his son. That is Aroldis Chapman's daddy there. Yes, that home run right there, hitting 196 in the series, but comes in when you need it the most. That's
Where do
Mr.
you
400
think that either of us are ever going to try and
career
shit on
stolen
Rajay?
bases. Put some respect on his name whenever you think about Rajay Davis. That's my dog, right? Love you, Raj.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the greatest people, not even one of the greatest people. No, not you guys, anybody that watches this. No, you guys are, you got some casuals that watch this that just sit there and go about their business. No, you guys know the real deal, no Holyfield guys. I mean, guys that deserve love that, well, he's not Mike Trout. Not everybody's going to be Mike Trout, baby. Not everybody's going to be Superman. So, yeah, I could appreciate the Robins of the world. I could appreciate the guys that were, stealing 50 bases in a year as a part-time player. And then on top of that, being a down-to-earth human being and being one of the best guys that I've ever had. Not even the best guy. The best guy. The number one player that I've ever had to work with and sell anything for, Rajay Davis. Hands down, without a doubt. I mean, all these players, I've had players that are on a way lesser scale than him give me more trouble than Raj. And I'm like, bro, what? Yeah, so when we think of inverse,
really good
I think
one.
Rajay
That's a
hitting
really
the home
good
run,
one.
but yeah,
Unfortunately,
I think
it happened.
Jason LaRue getting kicked in the head was definitely. That right there. Yeah, like unfortunately it happened. I'm trying to think of another one because like that's such a
situational
great
moments.
question, and I mean there's a bunch more. I'm just trying to think of just moments that defy guys' careers that it may not have been like the tail end of their career, but it was definitely like the pinnacle of like wow. And some of these guys, it's off the field stuff. I mean,
Well, that's another good point. I mean, what did he do after that?
I mean, could you say Papelbon and the Bryce Harper thing? Like exactly
Yes.
what did he do after that? And that's where I'm like, I mean, does anybody know what year Jonathan Papelbon did that?
It was 16, 14. He was with us. We traded him in 15. It was in 16.
I feel like that was 2014.
Yeah.
So
if it was 16, that was a 4.3 ERA. How many 19 saves on the season. It really wasn't you know what I mean? Like that was like, again, the last of his career. Like the last squirt out of the toothpaste bottle was you trying to choke out Bryce Harper, my guy. Like it's kind of hard to remember you as the Red Sox legend when,
and I mean,
it's
you
comical
choked out
somebody that went on
right
to be
after
one of the
he
faces of baseball
left
for
Philly,
a point of period.
and that person decided to come to Philly after you. It's ironic, but
shouts out Delco
actually, that's a
County.
really good one too. I like that one because
You guys are up on the scoreboard.
That was definitely his demise. I mean, he only had a 12-year career as a reliever with a total of 700. I mean, definitely should have been able to go longer than that. I just don't think anybody else wanted him after that.
I mean, 368
Well-
saves. No, I mean, and look, he's still, bro. He had 19 saves as a 35-year-old man. That's not bad. I guarantee you, if he would have played for a better team than the Washington Nationals, he could have achieved a little more than 20 than 19 saves. It may have been 20. It may have
That
been
season they were
25.
95 and
Who's to
67.
say? But the dude still had juice in the tank to go. It's just when you do some stuff like that, it's
Yeah,
you know.
that, I think that's partially on him for just not performing. But
Well, that just sucks.
little known fact,
be
he's
him, I
the
guess.
all-time leader in saves for the Phillies. Comical to think that because, yeah, dude, 38, 29, 39, 17.
Really? So he's the all-time saves leader.
Brad Lidge had
With
one
130
good season
saves?
with the Phillies.
I would think Brad Lidge had more than
Brad
that.
Lidge
That's
had his
actually
perfect season.
crazy. Shouts out to Popwood.
I'll pull it up right here, brother.
What? I need to touch
This is
up on
one of
Brad
the-
Lidge's stats.
Like, biggest enigmas ever. Like I said, when he just shut down after that Pujols homer. And then he came to us and had the quite possibly greatest closing season of all time. 41 for 41. Now, you know what? Eric Gagne. I forgot what I said. 106. It's not bad. But when you look at his ERA,
I mean, he had
the next
he had
year
100 saves.
after that perfect season,
He had 100 saves for you
7-2-1.
guys. That's not bad.
but he still had 31 saves.
Oh, wow.
31 saves, but he finished 55 games, which means that he blew a lot of saves. It's rough. You pitched 58 and 2/3 innings, and you had 34 walks as an elite closer. Free passes for you. But I mean, also the year before he had 35. Never mind. So 47 earned runs as a closer is just
Yeah, it's just the
absolutely
11
insane.
homers that he gave up with the 47
Absolutely
earned runs.
insane.
I still can't get over having a 7.21 ERA and still having
Yeah,
31
it
saves.
seems
in the
that
season.
you and I have been
Those
Philly fans
just
the whole
don't
life.
go together at
Who-
all. Stat guy's head hurts after thinking
Name
about
another
that.
shutdown closer we've had besides Lidge and Papelbon on shutdown. Oh, yes.
You could go Ryan Madsen. You could go Jose Mesa if you wanted to. If you want to go back, you can go to,
Yeah, but Mitch
go to
Williams was
Mitch Williams. You
chaos
could go
in
to
a
Tug
glove.
McGraw. I mean, holy dude, yeah, but he was shut down when he was on. I mean, you're asking shut down. Mitch Williams more often than not shut the door.
Yes, that's a tough one.
I
We've had a notoriously bad
I wouldn't
bullpen
put
for
Hector
our whole
Neris in the
lives.
conversation. I don't know. I would honestly if I had to pick out of the
I mean,
people
we're
I just
also
named
forgetting
as
about
shut down, one would be Wild Thing,
One
and two
of-
would be Jose Mesa.
one of the game's best relief pitchers of all time, Mr. Tom Gordon. He was not effective. He was not very effective with us. He had a
Thank you.
34. He had a 34 save season
No,
in
overall
06.
though, he
Is
was
he
good.
not?
No,
And then he
not
had
for us.
6-2. He was definitely
We have 42 saves.
definitely met his maker towards that age.
You know, I definitely thought Tom Gordon had way more saves than what he actually.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a total
Oh, man.
goddamn
But we only
idiot. I
had
forgot
Wagner
about
for
one of the
such a
best
short time,
closers
it didn't
Phillies
even
ever
matter.
had, and a recent Hall of Fame induction. Billy Wagner. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
how
mean-
I forgot about Billy Wagner.
You got what?
Yeah, but still, I
Throughout
mean,
our
you
entire-
talk shutdown
All
closers.
three of our life,
The guy's in the Hall of Fame.
all
I mean,
three of our
that
lifetimes.
says it.
we've seen
I mean, yeah,
what?
59 saves this season.
7 of the best closers of all time, like without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, you got Wagner, you got Mo, you got Hoffman.
Overall, I mean,
Maybe not the best closer of all time, but the best closing seasons. And you can't forget Gagne. I mean, Gagne
Papelbon.
won a Cy Young as a closer. That's one of the greatest pitching seasons. Well, I think that might have been when he was a starter,
Didn't-
but possibly.
Didn't Dennis Eckersley do that as well?
Let's look this up. Oh, that's a mustache. Saying Josh Hader or Chapman.
I mean, to be fair, we're still watching one of probably the greatest closers we'll ever see. And knock
Who?
on wood, Chapman.
Yeah,
Chapman's been dominating since Christ. I can remember. Like, I vaguely remember his debut was against Pittsburgh,
Okay.
I think.
Dennis
And
Eckersley
he sat down Andrew
won.
McCutcheon on like 3 fastballs.
Dennis Eckersley won Cy Young
mental,
and
man.
MVP in
Uh,
'92 as a
and does
closer.
Chapman have a
51
spotty
saves,
pass? Yeah,
a
but
191 ERA, and 80 innings. That's a damn good season. Who won? Who was runner-up? Kirby Puckett was second, and then Joe Carter and McGuire, and Dave Winfield to round out the top 5. So yeah, that's a damn good closing season. K-Rod, dude, can't forget him, man. Fernando Rodney.
shout out K-Rod for his solid closing career.
Yes, and I was also saying Fernando Rodney. I know who K-Rod is.
Francisco Rodriguez of the Angels.
It's like, but there's also closings have always been a flash in the pan. You got some ones that show up and are extremely effective for quite some time. Oh, we're also forgetting Kenley Jansen and Craig Kimbrell. How? Whatever. But like, you got some flashes in the pan, some guys who last for a couple of years and bounce around. So you got like Houston Street. Didn't Oakland have like 2 or 3 of those closers? Grant Balfour, dude's dirt. Dude is
They
dirt.
had Grant Balfour for a while. That's when they were really good.
Sick. Yes.
That's probably
Oh, what song did he come out
still
to?
top 3 closer entrances was Balfour and Oakland.
Sick.
He came out 2-1 by Metallica.
Yeah.
Not like the slow part, but when it picks, I think. Yeah, I'm almost positive it's won by Metallica.
All right, let's see. Who did you? Hang on. You were correct. Grant Balfour.
Well,
One.
while Richie gets his facts going, okay, yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I thought it was. But it's about that time. 9th innings coming around. You got 3 studs. You get 3 outs. It's time for final thoughts, and we're gonna kick it off with D City himself. Damon's gonna lead it off. What you got, brother?
Listen, first of all, rest in peace to Chet Lemon. Secondly, happy birthday to Richie Six Beers. Those are 2 things that need to be knocked off the list before anything else. Okay. Third on the list, everybody that's watching this, I hope you're blessed. I hope you've been blessed. I hope you've had a blessed week from last week going over to this week. Very fortunate to be doing what we're doing. I'm very fortunate to have you guys watching what we do. So again, hope you guys maintain the positive spirits, maintain your joy and your love for baseball, and tune in every week. Give us comments, concerns, thoughts, whatever you got. And for the game of baseball itself, just keep on rocking out. I don't know where the game's going to be headed in the next couple of years with, $300 million prima donnas, but let's hope it doesn't turn into something that we don't like watching. Let's hope it stays the way that it is, if not progress better into a better place. And we return to that old-fashioned 1990s. I was in baseball. Whoever's
Okay.
next, I need somebody to follow me up
Okay,
because
I
I
got
just
it,
let
I got
off
it, I
with
got
a
it.
little stingle, but I need to get my legs moving. Who's up next?
Richie, take it.
No, 6 beers, 6 beers, 6 beers. You bring us home, baby. It's your birthday. I need you to get up there swinging for the fences. Jay Schmani, I need it.
All right, well then I'm gonna get on base here. I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet. Just want to thank everybody for the love on Instagram lately, the YouTube, anywhere that we're at. I see the views, I see the likes, and want to give a shout out to Tyler, who's officially back doing the social media for the Infield Media Instagram page. It is damn good to have him back. I know his editing skills are far superior than mine. I did the best I could, but dude, I am looking forward to not uploading a single thing for a while. Unless, obviously, he needs me to, but Tyler's back in the driver's seat. You're going to get a lot of content, and it is going to be that you will look forward to, including some pretty noticeable awards. We didn't give any out this week, but there wasn't really much to do,
So,
honestly. So
let's
shout
talk
out
about
Tyler.
a little bit of
Welcome
history.
back. Glad to have
This day
you.
in
We
history.
love you always.
My birthday,
Richie, take it home.
although not when I was born, 1946. There is a well-known historical pole at Fenway Park. It is called Pesky's Pole. So, in 1946, Red Sox shortstop Johnny Pesky, becomes the first player in AL history to score 6 runs in one game as they beat the White Sox 14-10. During the week, Pesky also had 11 straight hits before grounding out against Al Minyar of the Browns. We're talking a long time ago. And then, in 2001, a team that we mentioned earlier, Randy Johnson became the third pitcher all time to strike out 20 batters in 9 innings. But he didn't finish the game because it went 11 innings. He's the first left-hander to fan 20, and he couldn't do it within 9 innings because the game didn't end in 9 innings. However, 2 days prior, what was it, 2 years before that? Whatever. I forget the year. But Kerry Wood struck out 20. So we got May 6th and May 8th. Between 2 pitchers, 40 strikeouts. But one thing I do want to say, thank you guys so much for the birthday love. Jay, thank you so much for giving the girl a little tip on what to get me. This is a beautiful, beautiful jersey. I love it. I just feel so free. You guys were like, dude, what are you doing wearing an undershirt when we first hopped on? And I was like, and you were like, shut up and do it. And I was like, okay, I did it. All right, cool. Now I feel comfortable, clean, lean. Go ahead.
See, it's funny because I even told Damon when you walked away, I was like, I'm not starting this podcast until that undershirt comes off. If you would have came back on and been like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable, I'd have been like, brother, we're not potting then. Like, we will sit here and just mess around until that undershirt is off. Like, you didn't have an option. We just want you to know that.
Did he just McDonald's me?
And obviously you get it your way on your birthday, but this was just not your choice.
Whoa.
I'll let it slide.
Whoa. There has to be a pause inserted somewhere in that sentence.
That's cool. We'll let it go.
Hell no, dog. Hell no.
Yo, the Diddy trials have already started, brother. Don't get included.
Listen, if they come to Delaware, we'll get it figured out if it gets that far. But obviously, thank you very much for tuning into this pretty damn exciting episode of Drunks on the Pond. You know where to find us. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube, where you'll find this. Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
We're herpes in Vegas.
iHeartRadio, Podchaser. Dude, we're everywhere. You can't miss us. I'm Jay. That's Rich. That's
Hey,
Damon.
TJ, spin that.
Thank you very much for tuning in. But Z, I need you to do me a favor, baby. Hit that music. Time to get the hell on out of here.
Yeah.
Peace.